Wolfpack, what is going on? Savage here. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down a viewer submission gameplay, discussing everything they do from how they're moving, how they're rotating, their gunfights, the weapons they're using, every single thing that we can really harp on to help this player improve. And again, the purpose of this video is to really dive in depth and again, highlight everything. That way this player can go on to be even better. A lot of you guys are struggling. A lot of you guys have been struggling for 2.5 years, and I want you guys to be ready for Warzone 2. But before we dive into the video, if you haven't already, let's get this video to 500 likes, guys. Come on, man, let's get it. Also, subscribe to the channel today, and don't forget to follow me over on Twitch. We will be doing a subathon on July 7th, and I would love to see you guys there. But without any further ado, all right off the rip, going for a question mark. Okay.
Gotta be.
We turn them
Does
up.
that count? But there's people likely gonna be going there. I almost picked it up.
All right, so I will say this, and I wanted to wait for it. When you pick up a question mark bounty or question mark objective right off the rip, it's just whatever, right? It really puts you in a bad spot. For instance, if you all died right now and you have to go for a regain and there's a scavenger under you, now you can't grab that until the recon's completed, and now you're just basically committed for the recon. I'd go, if you're trying to go for objectives, I'd go somewhere with scavs, bounties, so on and so forth, man. I'm not really a huge fan of grabbing question marks in general, much less right off the rip.
But good thing I didn't.
I don't know how that works.
I think you have to pick it up.
Yeah.
Supply box identified. Marking location now.
All right, so here's something I want to really stress on. And this is something of why I want to start this coaching program that I'm making. I want you guys to notice his movement. And I'm a former controller player, so I know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to controller, right? I'm not just mouse and key for life. Watch his movement, how it starts and stops, right? You know what that is? It's repositioning your finger because you're trying to turn faster, right? Or you're just trying to turn in general. Watch.
I think you have to pick it up.
Watch when he goes up the stairs. 1, 2. You see that? It's not a fluid motion. It's multiple motions. Whatever the reason might be. But clearly, I think your settings, your sensitivity needs to be adjusted somewhat. I don't know. Maybe it's too much for you to control and you're trying to slow it down. You're trying to stop it too early. But it looks like you need to raise your sensitivity, meaning make it a little bit looser. So that way you can have fluid movement. Fluidity in your movement is one of the most important things. You've got to nail that, and you've got to nail your ADS sensitivity before you can even practice aiming, before you can even practice slide canceling, things like that. I definitely try to mess with your sensitivity settings a little bit because I saw that when he flew in too. Let's just rewind real quick and watch the parachute. You can see as you're wrapping around the building, you're trying to turn faster and you can't. You're limited, like right here. You're trying to get it, can't get it. So I definitely would recommend just loosening it up and just practicing with that in multiplayer, plunder, something like that. I wouldn't even worry about killing motherfuckers. Literally just raise your sensitivity a little bit or lower it, right? Lower your sensitivity a little bit, make it looser, whichever way that goes. Make it looser, and just practice moving around. Make sure you can't not run into walls. Make sure you can round corners efficiently. Make sure you can stop on a dime.
I almost picked it up, but good thing I didn't.
We'll fast forward a little bit. I kind of skipped a lot. My bad.
There's a lot of people over there. At least 2 teams.
That's where I'm going.
And I'm going to be hitting every small thing because clearly we've got to work on some things. So this too, just simple things. When you're navigating out in the open like this, when you're trying to rotate from one area to another, a lot of people hold out their ARs, and sometimes you have to. If you're being shot at, if you know people are in positions, you have to have a long-range weapon to beam them. I get that. But this position here, it's early game. No one's got their loadies, and also no one knows you're coming. So I would definitely swap weapons just for better, again, movement. You'll travel a little bit faster across the map. You'll be able to get a little bit safer. It's just something I always try to practice on the regular. Not a cardinal rule, but it's something you definitely want to stand by.
Downed 1.
ADS sense looks decent.
Killed another one.
Okay, so that's 1 team.
I don't really see anything wrong with the ADS. Usually when I'm looking for like ADS sensitivity issues, I'll see players like overshooting the enemy, not being able to drag scope them fast enough, things like that.
Restock. I already picked up snapshots and I have a restock already. Yes.
Got a vehicle pulling up behind us to the left.
Car
They see
coming
the
our way.
recon. Never mind, they don't. They
Let
just
him
drove
come.
away.
Oh, turning back. Got out. Where I'm going next, back at that car.
Rally there.
All right, so right now it's good we got a UAV in the air, so we know we're safe. But if you didn't have a UAV in the air, remember, you got to always be watching around you because sweats like us, dude, when we see that fucking beam go in the air, we're hunting for them. Recon gamers, we're going to fucking try our best to destroy. Unless they're goated out of their mind, then we're not.
Recon intel secured. Job well done.
I've got a heartbeat sensor.
I got snapshots.
Well, I'm gonna take this crate right here before I head over there.
All right.
Got a loadout drop inbound.
Come
Gas
over here.
is
There's like
moving.
cluster strikes and shit.
Too late. I got eyes on these people.
Vector set for airstrike.
All right, so two things real quick. When it comes to movement and stuff, when we started walking away from this area, notice how much faster Wonderful was running than we were, right? Notice like we start at the same time, we start running off, and notice how he just pulls away. You had the right idea. You see instantly when you swap your DP, he starts pulling away from us because your movement speed's hindered. That's crucial. Make sure you try to use your SMGs out at all times, unless again you're getting beamed. Also right here, Mr. Wonderful is about to engage. I really wouldn't be too worried about this, but you were able to get some shit out of it, so I'm okay with that. When it comes to the actual cluster and precision, so when you precision and cluster enemies, and you'll see us do it all the time, we just sidestep. That's all we do. What you have to do is analyze what the enemy's doing. Where is he going? Where will he possibly go? We see he's running back to the building. We see he wants to get back to safety. He's not being shot at right now. Actually, yeah, he is. He is being shot at, so he knows you're over here. So, of course, he's running away. So what you want to do with the cluster is lead it. It's impossible to time it perfectly, but you can do a better job of it. So instead of launching it right on him, I'd probably launch it around this area, maybe even this bus, because I feel like he's going to try to go for the front door of this building or maybe hug the wall. But regardless, just try to read it. You're better off guessing on where he's going to end up by the time it comes in than launching it where he's at, because there's a chance he runs into it. There's almost a 0% chance that he's actually just going to sit still and let that shit on his face. Again, all small things, but it's just things that just help you make decisions in a different light. Also, I wouldn't be too concerned about this too, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. So again, we see Mr. Wonderful fighting. So what would have been different right here if we had our gun out? We had the DP out right now. What would be different? If we had the DP out right now, we could beam this dude in the face and have us an extra kill. And also, I don't know if Mr. Wonderful dies yet, but if he does, we could have saved his life, you know? A lot of people see streaks, they just want to launch them, especially if there's multiple there, right? There's 3 streaks, so you just instinctively want to start throwing them bitches out like chocolate. It's not Halloween, homie. Calm down, relax. Use your gun, especially, again, if your teammate's fighting. I'd be more worried about that. Get streaks later on.
This is Phoenix 3. Strike inbound.
Oh, I got one, but he downed me. Couldn't live ping. He's right to the left of where that live ping was. Like right there-ish. Oh shit, wrong one.
Another instance right here. We hear smoke going off to, it sounds like the right-hand side. I don't know, maybe a bias. Something that created some kind of noise happened to our right. And here we are in the scope of the cluster in a completely wrong area. Another issue where if your teammate's down, you instantly need to look for where he got down from. Granted, Wonderful had a bad call out. That's okay, but still, you want to scan quickly.
I'm gonna live to fight another day.
That's a good decision. But you don't have to run away altogether. There's multiple options you can do in a fight like this. And again, we'll just rewind and we'll go through this video eventually. Again, right here, when you're running up right now, you see we have no cover. We have a little bitty tree, but you know how thin these trees are, so they don't really matter. So when he starts getting shot at, we see one enemy and then we see a second enemy. Right there's red alert. You got 2 enemies. They're going to have different angles on you. You got to get in a different position, right? A little issue with you tracking right here. I definitely would probably whip it in a better scope on the 6x just for this fight right here, especially if you're struggling with the 3. But the moment he shoots you, what I would do is just break away. Going prone is very risky, again, because you have an enemy here and you have an enemy right here. So if you're laying prone behind the tree, you saw they hit you a few times. You got lucky that they didn't kill you. Fights like this right here, the moment you get shot, boom, I would just break away and turn around, especially when you see him hard peek you to the left. I would just back all the way out. A lot of players instinctively go prone and hide behind bushes, but remember, dude, if he's just sitting there spamming, all he's got to do is hit you 3 or 4 more times with that NZ and you're dead, or whatever he's got. And again, you have multiple options. We've played it out of our minds. If the enemies do want to push you, they have to push out in the open across the street, right? Wonderful's probably dead, but you always want to kind of play your teammate's life as long as you can. Once you realize you're in a bad spot, then break away. But because we have this ridge right here that we're running from, and then again, the enemies have to cross into the open, we could just replay it up, reload, change our position, change our angle, and hopefully get a pick, maybe even both. You never know. One thing I always want to teach players is, again, before y'all go for wins, you got to start taking advantage of enemies being separate. Those guys are playing together relatively well, but if one of them gets ballsy and goes for a solo push, which happens a lot, you can clap his ass in the middle of the fucking open like the baby back bitch that he is. You might even be able to get a double kill. But when you turn your back and you run away when you're trying to get better, this just takes away that ability. And I think this is a winnable fight. Again, the reload is going to be kind of the big killer because of the time it takes to reload. But I probably would have fought this shit out, seeing how I had plates. But I will say, running away is not a bad option. Living to fight another day is not a bad option. However, if you're trying to get more efficient with your gunplay, if you're trying to get more efficient with your gaming, if you're trying to be a better player, I always want to throw you guys in these situations, bro, and try to win them. You're better off trying, dying, and getting in fight after fight after fight than living to fight another day. You know, if you play a 20-minute match and you get 10 gunfights, that's 10 gunfights in 20 minutes, right? But if you're dying over and over and over, picking fights left and right, you're getting a lot more practice. Over the course of those 20 minutes, you might have 6, 7, 8 different games, but you're getting in a fuck ton of fights, which again creates a lot of reps. So winning wise, the smarter idea is to break away, but practicing wise, training wise, the better idea is to fight it out. And again, seeing your accuracy with the DP, it is the DP. So I can't really hate on you that much. I still would have fought this fucking fight for sure.
I'm gonna live to fight another day.
To ground the DP, I still would have fought it though. I really would have. Especially if I'm in like practice mode, 100%. See right now, dude, you see him pinging across the street. They just pushed up there to get the XC. That could have been your moment to do it. The DP's not the greatest gun in the world, but that range right there, it's a very viable weapon. Also, another mistake I'm seeing right now, you're getting in a vehicle with a DP that's not loaded. It's empty. So what happens if your vehicle gets disabled and you're next to an enemy? You're forced to just get out with the weapon, and it's going to auto switch on you, which is that little animation is going to delay you in getting that fight. You'll probably get shit on. Whenever I get in a vehicle, I always switch to my SMG, because if I need to bail out, I'm going to be close to somebody, I'm sure. And I always make sure it's loaded. Always. You'll jump out of the vehicle with whatever gun you got in with. Although, say it ain't so. Now look, go back to having your secondary out with ammo. This could be 100% winnable. You could have instantly jumped out on him and got that kill, but you got to give him a hand clap for that splat. Oh no, this might be bad. Oh no.
Your teammate was sent to the gulag. They'll fight for a chance to.
He's just sitting there. Does he get it, chat? What do you think?
Team wipe.
Teammate.
Oh, it's first.
They're no longer with.
It worked, son. It worked. Good shit.
Victory rests on your shoulders. Finish the mission.
Go to loadout.
Yep.
Or do you want to come back for your stuff?
Nah. I can go load up.
Okay.
I ain't gonna be able to get restock, and that's the thing I wanted, so.
Yeah, the dude wore a bright red outfit and hid in a bush, and I drove him over.
No.
All right.
And I will say though, dude,
Now if we can go back.
the whole console having 80 FOV does kind of fucking suck. It makes it feel like you're moving a lot slower. Watching this, I can definitely see the struggles with it. Let's pray in Warzone 2 they fix this shit.
So that's the
Teabag him.
first guy.
Teabag him in the face.
Here's, I think, here's one set of guys that I killed.
Oh look, my stuff. I forgot I had a car 98. Matt.
Also, another thing right now, so your teammate needs his shit for sure, and I would definitely protect him. But I wouldn't say he's too focused on the loot. You've been looting a lot. You really don't need any of this stuff. You're maxed out on plates. Grabbing the muni was fine, but other than that, dude, I would again been scanning around for these guys to come back. Mr. Wonderful saved you right there, but honestly, you're better off. Oh, sorry, I had that muted.
Yep.
That house?
Rally there.
I'm not sure if there's two. There's for sure one.
You know they're in the house. You know what I'm about to say. Why the fuck did you heartbeat it, my guy? So we know they're in the house. You see him right here. You're getting shots off, but this right here is what concerns me. This right here is not going to do anything for you. One, if they feel their aim assist locked through there, you're beamed. Two, if they're on mouse and keyboard and they just look at the bush and see you hide behind it, you're beamed. Very surprised he didn't kill you, and I think the only reason he didn't kill you is because your teammate was there to help you out. This right here, bro, you're in a bad spot. You're out in the open. What do? You have to fight it. You have to fight it. You ain't going to be able to outstim this because you don't have stims. You're not going to be able to run away because they'll just shoot you in the back. You have to fight this out. Boom. Slaps you. And really all you did going back into the bush was blind yourself from the enemy. So he had the drop on you for sure. But you could have stood a little bit of a chance trying to get the gunfight if you just sidestepped the other way. Not to mention you're also crouched. So you're crouched, heart beating buildings you know enemies are in, and you're hiding behind a bush. Remember, this is just concealment. They'll shoot the fuck out of you through this bitch. So far with what we've seen, I'd say step up your aggression a little bit.
That decision.
Yeah, he does.
That's kind of all I have right now for
Money
you.
for a loadout?
I just would be more aggressive.
Sorry, money for a UAV.
Say you get on for 2-3 hours a day, or however long you play. Say you get on for that amount of time. I would always have a warm-up period, especially if you're trying to improve. Always have a warm-up period, dude. Play Plunder. Play this. I don't care what you play. Plunder probably better. Rebirth be better. Whatever it is. Resurgence.
Pick that guy up.
Where you just push everything. Don't worry about winning. Don't worry about surviving. Push fights, bro. The more you start playing aggressive, the better your 1v1s will be.
Gas is closing in.
Before I started playing with Dakota and all the better guys, I couldn't 1v4 anybody. I probably 1v4'd people 5 times. I can count on my hand how many times in Verdansk I could 1v4 an enemy team. Now, dude, I can 1v4 the fuck out of multiple enemy teams. Now, why is this? Because playing with them, we're forced to split because that's how they play, and I got thrown into a situation I was uncomfortable in. I gotta pause it right there for that one. I was thrown into a position playing with a better team who solo split. It forced me to solo split. I got shit on for many months. Then I got better. So I definitely want you to have some warm-up period where you're just fucking hot dropping, going after fight. Do not worry about living or dying. Practice that aim. Can you kill the enemy faster than he can kill you? That's the name of the game, bro. That's what you need to practice on when you're trying to be better. And then once you get to the ability to win your 1v1s, then you can go out there and be like, all right, I want to play for the win.
Inside upstairs.
Because your strategies aren't bad for winning. I mean, I don't want to say they're not bad. They're definitely doable.
Push him your way.
Yeah, definitely push that. He's cracked. Now it looked to me like you were trying to slide cancel and you got stuck in the crouch. Again, you gotta practice that movement. You gotta really, as you're just navigating throughout the map, practice that slide cancel. Get that thing muscle memory. You see it right here, right? You vault through the window, you go to slide cancel, and then you're stuck in crouch. People think I'm crazy for saying you gotta slide cancel everywhere you go. They're like, no, you don't, Savage. You really do. That way, again, shit like this doesn't happen. You get more comfortable with this movement, especially when you're in the middle of a fight. And I always feel like it's a huge misconception. Winning is the objective of the game, but in order to win more efficiently and get more wins and get more kills, you have got to just say, fuck winning. I'm going for fight until you get better. Just to give you guys an example, I took a year off this game. When I came back, my KD was probably like a low 2, maybe a high 1. I might have been like a 2-1 KD player. And now my daily KD, like today, I played at a 4.27 KD in sweat lobbies. Now I'm not flexing. I'm still not a goat compared to the rest of the guys around me. But you see how I play on stream. You see how I play in my videos. I push everything. I'll literally be like, chat, don't do this. And I'll just dive into a 1v4. I do this because I want to get better. I want to be like the guys I play with. I want to get to that skill level of like Bread and all these goats. I'm good, but I ain't that good. And that's what I'm trying to strive for. So if you have a goal to get better, you gotta go after fights, bro, and then worry about wins.
Somewhere or run somewhere.
And I know I'm a broken record with that, but people in comments all the time always ask, like, Savage, when is the objective though, bro? I don't want kills. Like, look, if you want wins, cool, but he gets out 1v1, you can't shoot straight. I don't know what you want me to do. Master P was a sweat, lol. I'll probably have that video posted the day after this one goes live, because that one was funny.
Take this trail.
Yep.
As far as teamwork, though, y'all comms are on point. Y'all are telling each other what you're running with. You're saying where you're going. You're pre-planning it. I don't mind it at all. I love your teamwork.
Getting shot from up there somewhere.
You are?
Self-res if you want it.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was getting sniped from, but it was somewhere. Yonder.
Alright, I'm gonna continue to head up.
I like that you're looking around. I don't know if your eyes are peeking the top of your monitor and you're checking the ridges, but I like the fact your controller's at least taking some glances over there. That's definitely good. So right now we're coming up on a bounty that's clearly in another fight. We're going to try to third party this. It's definitely a winnable fight. We have the high ground. Now he's shooting at somebody lower. You want to take advantage of the kills. He might have killed him, but I'd take a glance down the hill and just see what he was shooting at, just in fucking case. Let's go back. I want to see if he actually got that kill or not.
It's gonna be still fantastic.
57. The kill count dropped when we threw that EMP. I guess it could have killed him if he was stupid weak, so it's possible, but still, we don't know for sure. Maybe you did, maybe you knew 100%, but I don't know. So I'd at least peek down there. You saw the EMP go off to the bottom right, back where I would. Oh, it's behind my webcam. But that's exactly where I would look.
The bounty target is down.
Because remember, every little observation that you pass up could bite you in the ass later in the game.
That's
They're gonna be
so far
crossing the bridge.
Yeah, they are. Don't shoot at them until they're like halfway on along the bridge, so we get a good shot out. I just picked up a redeploy extraction.
The crouch walking I don't like. Also, what bothers me about this is we don't know where all their enemies are at. We have no idea. There's 2 teams fighting up here. You know, bitches left the camp. I'm really concerned about these windows. I'm also concerned about another team rotating in, because if you look at gas, it's pushing everybody in. So there might be a team that's coming up from a whole other area. There could be a possibility of 3 teams up here that could shoot you from the right-hand side. So the fact that we're crouch walking on the bridge, not a huge fan of. May work out, but again, you want to break that habit, in my opinion. Also, not to mention, I don't like this cover. This is concealment at best. You can shoot through this depending on the skill level of the enemies, whether they can track you through it or not. It's a weird spot to play. Look at the mount if you look at the mini map, but there's nice ridges and shit right here I'd rather be at, because they're gonna have to jump off, and they will jump off. Chance of them crossing the bridge, very slim, but again, even if they do, we can catch them out in the open if we're playing the actual hard cover, the rocks.
They are not going to go across the bridge.
See them,
Well, they
two
have
targets
to
running down to the left-hand side.
Way down. Do we float down there?
Nah, you gotta stay at high ground.
I'm gonna run over and get this guy.
Trigger discipline right there, dude. Make it a habit. This is the hardest habit I had to break as a player. 100% the hardest habit. Trigger discipline. When you guys get more discipline with your trigger, a lot of things happen. become a lot snappier, you become a lot more precise, and you're shooting at the body, less spraying and praying. I had focused on fixing that for many years before I actually stopped. Reason trigger discipline is so important again is because you're training your eyes and your fingers to have sync with each other. So when you see an enemy in your crosshair, you're firing at the enemy in the crosshair. Your reaction speed is going up. You're better at tracking. You're better at snapping. You're better at drag scope. You're just better at everything. Not to mention, you're spraying like this. Look at the magazine count as we're spraying.
I'm gonna run over and get this guy.
Right? We're at 12 bullets now. So what happens if someone pushes us from behind? Now we're forced to switch weapons instead of just turning on him. What happens if he runs out in the open because you get in third party? Well, now you're missing out on the kill because you have to reload. You've got to practice trigger discipline. If the enemy is not being hit, stop firing, recenter, and then fire again. If the enemy's relatively close in crosshair, I don't mind you missing a few. We all fucking do that. Just realign it. But if it's missing that much, again, just trigger discipline, let go, realign, and then fire again.
Okay.
You ever watch me practice aim labs, how I just click all those bubbles, right? I'm not just holding it and spraying everywhere. I'm practicing that fucking pinpoint accuracy. That way, again, it just becomes muscle memory.
Coming with you.
But good decision, y'all staying up top and not going down bottom. That would have been crazy.
Guy here-ish. No, I'm good on ammo.
Guy in the left bush. Good observation. I gotta say that.
Well, I killed the two guys that were down low.
So right there, perfect example of trigger discipline. We missed out on the kill. If we wouldn't have wasted a little bit of ammo, we could have finished them off.
Two up
Enough
here.
to help you?
I got one up there and one lower.
But regardless, good eyes noticing the bush motion. I'm gonna be honest, I ain't see Glenn either. Now Wonderful needs to be suppressing, which he is right now. Great job getting a knock. Get the plates up. I wouldn't re-engage this.
I killed one.
It may work out. Y'all got the kills, but I would replay it up while you're safe. Your teammates got it handled under control. They're not going to be pushing you. In case this dude's nutty with the sniper, or in case again he just gets a lucky shot off, you want to be played it up so you don't go down again. Because then if you go down again, Wonderful's got to break off to you to get the res off, and it could put you on a bad position.
That too. Yes. There's still a loadout here.
Pop that reload, big dog. Pop that motherfucking reload, baby. Don't Carpenter, don't do it to me, bro. Don't do it to me, bro. Starting to twitch a little bit when I see heartbeats, bro. I'm getting fucking PTSD'd out my ass.
Where'd that other guy die?
You in a fight right now, you're fucked.
Move to the next area and protect the perimeter.
We're all guilty of it, though, for sure. Yeah, fuck that roof.
Gas is moving.
Yeah, sometimes it lets you just vault right up. You don't even go through the window. Waiting for the second sweep, that's fine, but I would just reset it. Holding your heartbeat like that's a bad thing, because if someone does peek, you're waiting for that second sweep. What if a guy pushes during that second sweep? What if he just happens to show up, right? What if his ghost fucking is on and you can't see him? Cold blooded, whatever the fuck it is. What if he pops up, starts shooting, you got that heartbeat out, right? When I was running the heartbeat and you're waiting for sweeps, whip it out. If it's nothing's happened, just put it away a little bit, do a little bit more motion, get closer, get further, whatever, and then whip it out again. Especially not if the sweeps are delayed. You don't want to be caught up in there waiting for the sweep, man.
UAV beginning flyover.
I'll have to do a gameplay where I play with the heartbeat. That way you guys can see what I mean. Bro, you're putting it on the ground. Lol, that's smart.
Can you grab this?
No.
That's actually fucking smart.
Down here watching two guys.
Lol.
I know, but I dropped these off the roof.
I'm all the way down the cliff.
That's funny, son. That's funny.
UAV active.
That's funny.
Well, here, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time then.
Found a bitch.
Hold on, where is he?
The ping.
Vector set for airstrike.
Gotta be honest, I don't see a ping either.
Cluster strike is active.
Team white.
Calling a recon
Oh yeah, that
mission.
was a team wipe.
UAV beginning flyover.
Yeah, we'll have to do a heartbeat game. Because heartbeat's still a good tool, it's just most people use it incorrectly.
The hell are these guys?
Alright, so where do you think it's at right now? Reading the mini map. Definitely not here. Precision may hit them, but again, you want to lead it. Right now, I would just hold on to it, dude. You might need this later on. As much as we're playing the edge of the gas, later on we could be working to position. We have to move out in the open. We're suppressed. We don't know. Right now, though, he's at the actual bottom of the hill. He's actually, yeah, there you go. He's actually right here in this little ravine. You can catch him coming out. He's not going to sit there forever. So you have one of two options. You save this regardless. Either A, you sit here and wait for him to run up, or B, you're impatient like I am. Both y'all motherfuckers just go up there, shit down his throat.
Restock.
Vector set for airstrike. Out of fuel. Returning. This is Phoenix 3.
There he is.
Oh, they baited me hard.
Don't go for the execute. Trigger discipline. Caught up again. Oh, all right, but it almost was bad. So look, again, if y'all would push together, your boy wouldn't have gone down. It would have been fine. It's okay. You won the fight. All is love.
The hell are these guys sitting?
But as you're shooting this homie right here, when he pushes up, you did a great job beaming this dude to shit, right? Boom, he's cracked. The moment he's cracked, my guy, lock onto the other dude. Don't waste any ammo. Don't do anything. Instantly lock to this guy. Just transition. We tried to. You really weren't that delayed. I guess I'm harping on nothing. You did it relatively quickly. The smoke from your precision, though, just kind of threw your tracking off. So actually, you did a good job. You did a good job, homie. It looked like you took a little bit to transition, but I think the smoke. I think the smoke just kind of blocked your vision more than anything.
We can buy a third loadout if you want. Well, I flushed him out with a
second loadout.
Well, I flushed him out with a cluster, and then I downed one. I don't know why I was sitting here just holding that fucker.
Recon intel secured. Job well done.
Not that buy.
No, I just wanted to go down here and see what they had.
Yeah.
Armor here.
Yeah, I picked that up.
Another thing too, dude, is whenever you get kills, bro. Again, some lobbies you'll get lucky. You don't have to do this, but if you ever get in like a real hard lobby where there's like just sweats fucking flying around left and right, and there might be in this lobby, we don't know, but you got to make it practice that when you get a kill, when you get a team wipe, you loot fast and you just get the fuck out of there. Y'all like to stay around the loot a little too long, in my opinion. That one wasn't as bad, but we saw it big time back at the beginning of the game. I would just not only leave the loot, but I'd reposition altogether because we're still in the same area. So like, again, if I was in this lobby, we would come hunting for you because we heard the gunshots over here. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. I'm glad you brought that up, Polite. Wait on the recon. That's a great point. Let me back up real quick. So right now the circle is closing in. So if we do this recon, yeah, if we do this recon before this circle closes in, it's just going to show us the next one, right? However, if we allow it to close in all the way, it'll give us the one after that. See if he brings up his map also.
Use armor.
Yeah.
Something I haven't seen you do either is bring up your big map.
Gas is right on your tail.
I'm heading up a little bit.
Even when y'all got the recons, y'all didn't look at your big map. Find out where the circle's rotating to. So yeah, if the circle's about to close, just go ahead and fucking wait for it to close in. Wait a few more seconds.
You want to go down and buy stuff or up and buy stuff?
I'd say up, because there's people shooting over there. I'd rather get my loadout in peace.
In a smaller circle. Alright, you buy loadout and a self-res. I'm going to buy a UAV and a self-res.
Yeah.
Got a loadout drop inbound. Recon established. UAV beginning flyover.
Got people up the hill.
Yeah, also I was gonna say that too. When you guys have as much money as you did, $30,000, first thing you do when you go to buy station is what? You buy a UAV, you throw that motherfucker up. The last thing I want to do is sit there and buy a Lodi, and when you throw that bitch down while you're buying your next thing, there's a teammate or an enemy sitting right next to you and fucks you over. When you have a lot of money and UAV's already in your head, that's what I'm getting. You've got to throw that up first. You're lucky right now because there's not one that close. This guy's right here, but again, it's all right. There's a lot of times you'll see me throw up my UAV. There's a guy in the building next to me. There's a guy laying prone in the bush right next to us. You know, well, it saved me a lot more times. It's always better safe than sorry. Yeah, I already spoke on the heartbeat. I don't want to slam too hard, but it's driving me.
Kind of floating.
Are they in the bunker?
I don't know, but I have a golden key card.
UAV is out of fuel. Returning for
Do you want to
resupply.
go towards them?
I'm not going in for
Or-
the golden key card.
No. Which one do you want to go? The red live
so-
ping or behind us or orange?
Let's go towards that.
Yeah, so we'll say right here too. Let's look at this real quick. Give me a second. So right here. Boom. All right. We know there's a team above us right here at 55 seconds. We finally decided at 30 seconds where we're going to go. That's 25 seconds of time wasted. Now, why is that crucial? Well, that's a lot. 60 seconds, dude. That's, what is it, like 22 minutes of the game. It's 1/44th of the match. Doesn't seem like it's a lot, but it is. So that 25 seconds does one of two things. One, enemies can just run away. Two, they can reposition and push us. Or three, you'll notice at 30 seconds, they're fighting each other. As we're trying to figure out where we want to go,
UAV is out of fuel.
right
Do you
here,
want to go towards them?
I'm not going in for
Or-
the golden key card.
you hear them fighting.
No. Which one do you want to
You
go?
hear it. They might be above you, they might be below you, we don't know, but still make that way over there.
Uh,
Red live
so-
ping or
Especially when they're right next to you. When they're next to you, you don't have to decide shit. That's where you go, period. With the exception of if it puts you in a bad spot. But we're sitting pretty right now. Getting a lot of gunfire. And we're finally engaging at, what was it, 20 seconds? So 35 seconds went by.
Oh, never mind. That's fine.
Enemy UAV active.
Okay, I'm not running ghost so they can see me.
Fight's over. The
I'm not
area's
running
cleared
ghost
out.
either.
Okay.
Gas is inbound. Marking
Let's go get
new
those
safe
guys.
zone. Friendly
Yep.
loadout drop on the way.
You didn't grab your second loadout?
Nope.
There's a guy on it. Your sensitivity looks fine. I think you just need to work on
One's
your
downed and
shooting a little bit.
Airstrike. Got your request. Cluster strike is active.
But that right there just comes from trigger discipline right there. Like, we see the enemy, we just spray and hopefully align it to them. Each practice trigger discipline, dude, you'll be able to beam them in no time. But again, judging from the gunfight, I think you just need to get more fights. I think you just need to push more fights, honestly. Like I said, play Plunder, play Resurgence, play whatever. Oh, dangerous, son. Play whatever, but just fight out. Have a warm-up. Start fighting your ass off.
Oh, he's gone.
Shooting from the front of you.
Go ahead and play it up, brother.
Right there.
Over there.
Now, I didn't say anything because I didn't know if Wonderful saw something, but I was curious why we didn't push that team. I'm guessing they're in the hole. I don't know for sure. I didn't see his angle and I didn't hear the comms. But still, I like this spot better because it's more of a hill. We're going downhill right now, so we're kind of losing the high ground, hence this fight right here.
Yep.
When we get this, we lose our cover for a second. Got a dip. But Wonderful right now is he's moving up. And I'm going to want to get to my teammate. There's two things that concern me. One, he's by himself, and we have a long distance to go. Granted, we're sniping. That's fine. But what really concerns me is these two enemies on each side of him. Enemy right here, enemy right here. So he can get pinched at any given time. I'm going to try to close the gap and get to my squad mate as possible. Or maybe even just push this way. This guy is definitely not in the tunnel. And again, I would have killed him earlier and put myself in a better position. What I've seen so far, again, just want to highlight the main issue: decision making. Right here, this last 2 minutes, decision makings are crucial. It took you a while. It took you almost a minute to decide to go fight an enemy. You know, did decide to fight an enemy, you bailed away, and now you're having to refight them again. Why not fight them in the first place? Then we don't have to fight them at the end when we're trying to fight another squad. You know what I mean? A lot of people put themselves in third-party situations because they refuse to fight an enemy. I always say it. That guy might come back and kill you later on. Not to mention, now he's clustering our homie.
Ow. He dropped down. I'm downed. Stealthing. Gotta take him. Good shit. There's people behind us.
Yep, I got one.
Just a scratch is all.
So again, if we would have fought them originally, we wouldn't have to worry about him. Thankfully, we got Mr. Wonderful got up, but with the cluster and the beams, dude, he got, I don't want to say he got lucky, but he's blessed.
Two right, two right, two right.
That was a good heartbeat. All right. That's how you use it right there. Oh. Good zip. Again, I wouldn't go for the XE right now. I'd look for the rest of the team.
Made it to the top 10.
So right here, we know the enemy jumped off the cliff and he's going to be rotating through the street. A very vulnerable position. Now, we got to be careful sticking our head up over this ridge because there's another ridge over here. But again, I'd go ahead and fucking push this dude and not allow him to get in zone, not allow him to get played up. Take advantage of the fact he's fucked. He could wrap to our right, but I doubt it. I'd say he's wrapping to the left. This way, yeah.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
But we're not checking that right. I guarantee you he's down here, right at the base of the hill. Or if not, he's run all the way. But again, if we would have pushed up instantly, he never would have been able to run that far away. He might have just relocated. There he is, right there.
One is, I shot one and one.
I think actually that's the guy that's killing him. I don't think that's actually the dude. No way he got up on this hill that quickly.
5 remain. Stay sharp.
Also, your friend just shot an enemy over here, and this dude's still on that hill. Got to be careful, man. This is the moment where I would watch that hill because he just heard your dude shoot. He's gonna be looking this way.
That's you, Coffin?
At least we think he should be looking this way.
Let's
If the enemy has
rotate
any-
up to these rocks.
Over there.
If the enemy has any brain cells.
Gas is right on your tail. We all need to get to the safe zone.
Missions, that is gonna come in handy. I almost kind of need that.
You want it now?
Now, look, I love the idea of pre-rotating right here, and it might work again. But what concerns me about this is, again, we know there's an enemy over here. We know he shot at somebody, which is probably the dude from the team we almost killed earlier, right? We don't know if that other guy's alive. So there's definitely one enemy, possibly two. So if we pre-rotate to blue real quick before zone closes in, we have a chance of getting hit from this side of the hill and from this side of the hill. So this is where I would slow down my gameplay and play the edge. Y'all been playing the edge the whole game. Why change now? This is the spot right here. Playing the edge is crucial, especially with the high ground like this.
No, I'm good now.
Okay.
Again, I'm not worried about those fuckers down there. I'm more worried about this dickhead up here. He's the only one. He's the immediate threat. This is who you need to kill first, for sure.
Feet show anybody?
No.
Also, as far as what to push, instead of sitting here crouched behind basically not a ridge, if he shoots at you, you're gonna fucking die anyway. Play this rock, bro. You want to close the gap, push it. That way, if you can hear the enemy coming, you know what side he's going on. And then you have this massive amount of cover you can play.
Guess they're playing a little slower.
Hostile spot.
That's a good call.
Nope, ignore that.
Rescind that.
There's the guy right there. Nice headshot. Great patience, for sure.
Moving.
Oh yeah, I switched to my sniper.
I'd say it's a little dangerous. The Growl's not a bad close range weapon. I don't like it with the meta that we're in, with Vanguard weapons being what they are, but I ain't gonna slay you for it. It's not a bad
Well, I'm gonna cheat.
backup close range weapon.
I don't know what that
Mountain-
means.
I wouldn't use it as a close range, but it's not bad.
Cheeky means
All right, so right now we're sitting pretty, dude. It's 2v1v1. This is a winnable situation. Unless y'all absolutely fucking throw and do something stupid, y'all should win this fucking fight.
person. I don't really know how to say it. It's I don't know. We got high ground and we need to maintain.
Yeah, I'm kind
I
of
like
just
our little
checking.
bit of separation.
Yeah, use what you like for sure. That's why I'm not gonna really hate on it. It's a viable gun
So
for
it's
sure.
Me and you.
And remember, if you're running AR, and sniper combo, you just separate yourself. Don't get in close range fights if you don't have to. You know, don't push into buildings with this shit.
It's 1v.
1v1.
Yeah.
So where do you think they're at? House number 1, house number 2, right? That would be my initial. But there might be a guy all the way down the ridge. We don't really know, so just play and wait for the circle to fucking push them out.
You got gas
I have
inbound.
snapshots,
Safe zone
and you have.
relocated.
Snipes. And I still have a self-res.
See, that's another thing too. I'd be snapshotting those fuckers right now. Throw a snapshot at this house, throw a snapshot at the house to our right, find out exactly where they're at. Oh yeah, there's a house over here too. Not to mention, he just said he's got restock
Do you want
on,
me to
or he's got
parachute?
munitions. So
I'm willing to bet there's someone there.
if you need more snapshots later on,
Sure.
you can get the muni. You
Oh,
see
I got
movement?
him.
Good eye, brother.
Far
Good
right.
eye.
1 or 2.
I saw one over by that blue ping.
Yeah.
Gas is
I gotta say, your observation's a lot higher than what your skill level's at. I should say. Most players' weakness is observation. They can't find enemies. They can't see enemies.
Do it.
Your observation is actually really well. You notice a little slight movement, and you're already locked onto it. So that's good, bro. Again, I think that's most players' biggest downfall. So you're one-upping them there. Again, dude, I think if you just fought a lot more fights, bro, you'd be light years ahead where you're at now. It's real weird.
47 meters that way.
over there.
Good comms, good ping. Now look, there's a path down to the right-hand side, which you'd have to go to. So the only way up here is through this path right here. They're probably not going to move until the circle dictates they have to.
Oh. I can.
And now that we know both these houses are out, I don't know if there's anyone in here or not. He snapshotted it. If he got a battle hardened icon, then someone's in here. If it didn't, maybe. I don't know where the snapshot landed. It might not have picked up the whole house, but we know for sure these houses are safe. I'd go ahead and just peek this ridge. But again, I don't know about this one. The big bitch we're on right now, I'm not sure of.
He's still that way.
The fact that he's not getting picked up with the heartbeat and the fact we don't hear footsteps means he's not moving. It could have been a grenade. Bro, if he threw a grenade right here and bounced it like that, he'd hit that motherfucker in the head.
Oh.
Oh my god. Let's just go back to that. I want to show y'all that one more time. These motherfuckers are both crouched on the same fucking level with a little bitty hill blocking them right here. They're just chilling. Sitting. Doing shit. Playing Scrabble. Who fucking knows? This is weird. Don't be these guys. Again, every player, this guy, Carpenter, they'd all be better if they just got a little bit more aggressive. If you learn to fight, everything else comes naturally, bro. Especially, you already got the eye, my guy. You already spot movement. That's a lot of players don't do that. Believe it or not. That's everyone's biggest shit.
Right there.
Over there.
Good job not jumping off. A lot of us just fucking full send it. Oh, nice trophy from the enemy.
You safe zone.
They've got circle favor, but we're still good because we got high ground, so we're Gucci.
As soon as I can, I'm going to pre-play the house.
Yeah. Now, while one of you oh.
Oh, you got a gas mask. Do it.
Move it.
Nope, I don't.
Into the safe zone.
Oh, I do.
They got me in their sights.
So something I didn't like, and the reason why I said ooh is you full sent that house really too soon. It's about to say if one of these is gonna full send the house, the other one needs to watch these enemies. We don't know where they're at. Since you're the heartbeat king right now, bro, I'd say you let Wonderful push and you call out the rest of them. The enemy actually pushed up the path and is what actually killed you while you're tunnel vision on this guy.
That guy left on the left.
I killed that guy that was there.
Yeah, the other guy's your right hand side.
Yep.
He worked his way
I
up
think
the
I see
ridge.
this guy.
I think he did. Nope. Never mind. He's still sitting down there. I'm wrong. He should have worked his way up the ridge, but he's still crouched in the fucking corner because that's what God told him to do.
There we go, baby.
You got the win, but again, dude, as far as winning, y'all strategy's fine. Y'all played the edge of the circle relatively well. You held circle relatively well. Your comms are on point. I think the biggest issue is decision making with fights. It almost costs you 2 different fights. Just make a quick decision and go with it, whether it's good or bad. You'll learn from it after you lose. Try not to second guess yourself. There will be situations where you're like, I'm going to push this enemy. And you'll have to second guess yourself because 19 teams end up fighting there. That's fine, but I would have fought that team earlier. over at the house when we were kind of just sitting there for 50 seconds. 2, aim and accuracy. Honestly, I think your sensitivity is great. I don't think your ADS sensitivity needs to be tweaked. I think you just need to get more practice on shooting at enemies, tracking enemies, and snapping to enemies, which basically just comes with playing a lot. I'd recommend Plunder for sure. Although Fortune's Keep will probably get more fights. So, dude, if you spend a lot of time fighting, when you're playing Fortune's Keep, don't play like a lot of people do and sit in corners. Do not give a fuck about winning. When you're warming up, the purpose of a warm up is to fight. It's not to win. So I'd recommend whenever you get on your first game, I don't know how long you have to play, but if you have an hour to play your first game, just get on and fucking warm up and go after fights. Again, guys, the purpose of the video is to put you guys in this player's shoes, and a lot of you guys out there play very similar. I know this for a fact because I spectate games day in and day out, and still we witness the same kind of gameplay. Once you guys get more confident, if you guys go ahead and hot drop, and fight, you will be a better player. You're just loading into the BR because you want to get the win and you're not really confident. You're not really competent on top of that. It's going to be even harder for you guys, and it's going to prolong the learning process. But guys, again, if you do enjoy the video, leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel today. But until next time, man, y'all have a good one and good luck in Warzone.